Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I would like to thank Pramod for inviting me and congratulating NICE for this really great, gigantic, I think the biggest this year event on Asia and the Pacific, Indo-Pacific. Well, I'm speaking from Poland. It means the fifth biggest country of the European Union, and I feel obliged to tell you something about our perspective on rise of Asia. Because if I look at the leaflet of the conference, I can see that we are still in colonial time. You are still looking at Europe through London, through Washington. Where is Brussels? And Brussels is with the European Union, with NATO, is trying also, thanks to COVID time, thanks to time when you can think more deeply about the strategy, think about the changes you can make in your attitudes toward raising Asia. So what the European Union and NATO did this year and last year is change its attitude towards raising Asia. It means so far for the last 2-3 decades, we play soft power. We played, certainly except Afghanistan, but the European Union played soft power role. It's economy, technology, people to people, education, development aid for all the countries from South and Southeast Asia, is facilitation of the integration, regional integration, especially the cooperation with ASEAN. So all those endeavors were focused on this very, very soft power. Nowadays, we are changing from this very neoliberal institutionalist approach to the realist approach when we are joining Indo-Pacific initiatives related to security. And last year, ASEAN and European Union, they became strategic partners in security. The special defense envoy from the European Union was sent to Jakarta, to ASEAN Secretariat. This year, Indo-Pacific strategy was published by the European Union. The Indo-Pacific traces you also can find in the last NATO summit. So we are the Brussels, with both European Union and NATO, is changing its attitude towards Asia, and certainly is a strategic dilemma for us. So how to deal? I mean, how to balance those two approaches? I mean, neoliberal institutionalists and realist. How to balance the old attitude with the new one? How to channel all our expectations and how to channel also all our dreams about the fostering the cooperation between European countries and rising Asia. It's important for Asia to see the significance of the institutions for us, because if all the rising Asia countries, they are still very much active in the United Nations, and for you, as it was mentioned by my predecessors, the United Nations is still considered as one of important instruments in global politics, and also it could play a very positive role for rising Asia. So I think that those European institutions should be also considered as important players. You should not in your foreign policy play like Forrest Gump. I mean, picking up the best chocolates from the box, the biggest partners only, and the middle powers like Poland and many others are considered as as non-important. I mean, first circle partners, and you have to remember that if you we are speaking about the foreign policy and the strategy. So, and in economic terms, the strength of economy of the biggest Asian and European countries is based on middle and small entrepreneurs. Yes, this is the major strength of all the economies, because you have in all those economies you have more than 90% of companies registered small and medium size. So please remember about institutions, and please remember also about the middle power, because middle powers nowadays it's more about the liberal and neoliberal institutions than realism, because middle power is the country or organization like ASEAN, Indonesia, or to some extent also India. It's stick to the United Nations. It's really afraid of the rise of China, and at the same time it's trying to convince the United States that you have to talk to China and have a regular dialogue, and we can facilitate it as we did before. Thank you very much for today, and I really feel privileged to speak to you today. Thank you.